good evening. So I want to talk to you guys real quick. So I know that it's late, but y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all are up. I can see y'all all on Instagram. So I want to talk to you guys real quick. Hey, love. So I hope you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, because I'm trying to not be like super loud because I'm sitting outside on the deck. Hey, y'all. So how about it's super cold in my house right now. Like, it's super cold in my house right now. So that's why I'm like sitting outside on the deck. Like, that air condition, baby, like that my central air, I can never get it on the right. Maybe because I'm a little older now. Hey, y'all, like, I got some information to give you guys, because there has been like a huge data breach, and it has not really been talked about a whole lot. And I have some information to give you guys. But guess what? Hey, y'all, one of the reasons why I'm telling you guys this is, how about, like, this literally just happened to me. This literally, like, some of my behind the scenes people actually know that, like, recently there was like a huge, like, I'm not gonna put all my business out there, but multiple thousands of dollars were just literally, like, just taking out of my checking account a couple of days ago, unauthorized. And literally behind the scenes, I've been so busy, because now I have like over like 53 something like companies, vendors and stuff to actually contact and fix this. And guys, guess what? Hey, y'all, good evening. Can y'all hear me okay? Because I'm trying not to be super loud, because I'm on the deck outside. But and I know it's a little tiny bit dark, but you know, y'all can see me good enough. But guys, so I want to share this information with you guys, because there's been a data breach. People are not talking about it. It hasn't been talked about a whole lot. And guess what? In some of the research, y'all know, so the people who actually know me, okay, good, you can hear me. For the people that actually know me, y'all know I'm a little tiny bit of a geek, right? So like, I read a lot, like I research a lot, like I'm always in my industry, in my craft. And there's actually research showing that, you know, I hate to say it, right? So no, like, you know, y'all know, like, no shade or anything, right? Like, I'm mixed, I love everybody, but that, like, the specifically the minority community was not notified as much as some of the Caucasian clients for the actual company. And that's one of the reasons why I'm also on here, because I want you guys to be aware. So first, what happened? T-Mobile, guys, T-Mobile. And mind you, there's been a couple of, there's actually been some smaller ones, but I just want you guys to all be aware. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna give you guys some tips and some next steps. And I'm gonna let you guys know that I'm actually like super, hey love, that I'm super careful with everything I do, guys. I'm actually getting ready to travel, and I'll give you guys some tips too. And I still was just impacted. Like I said, for the people who are just now joining, there's been a data breach. It's not being talked about a whole lot. I want you guys to be careful. You know, I want to give you guys some best practices. I'm not going to be on here long, right? And that this just happened to me. And so literally behind the scenes, like, because I get everything done on auto draft. Everything of mine is done on auto draft, because I'm too busy and I don't want to miss any bills. And like, literally somebody took out multiple thousands of dollars out of, hey y'all, out of my account. And then all my bills came out, and it's been crazy. It's been a nightmare. It's been hey, Franklin knew. It's been, when I tell you, it's been a total nightmare, because I have so many vendors between personal and business. It has been a total nightmare, just time consuming just to fix and change everything. So first, what happened? T-Mobile, this is the biggest one, because there's actually a couple of smaller ones, guys. So T-Mobile is the second largest, I wrote some things down, the second largest cell phone provider, period, right? T-Mobile is. They are now facing $350 million settlement, y'all. I can talk. T-Mobile, second largest cell phone provider. They are in the middle of having to do a $350 million settlement to you all. So some of you guys may actually be due some money if you're a T-Mobile customer, if you've been a T-Mobile customer in the past. I know somebody said that with the angry signs. And mind you, this is not the only company. I'm just highlighting a really big one because I want to grab y'all attention, okay? And the data shows that 53 million, y'all, 53 million people were impacted with names, social, personal information, all those kinds of things. Now, like I said, I've been with this particular bank I've been with them for like over 10 years. This has happened. I was in there talking to my bank. I talked about building those relationships. They were able to fix it, and they, put my money back in my account. But guys, on the back end, for me personally, I had to change my personal savings, my personal checking, my business savings, get new debit cards. Well, you guys, that's a total nightmare, especially when you have your stuff on auto pay. Total nightmare. Okay, now the data also shows, guys, that so real quick, if there's going to be, if when the settlement goes through and get approved, it looks like it's going to be approved in December 2022. When I get all the information, I'll post it like on my social media, on my YouTube and everything else. But there'll be a way for you guys to actually check and see if you're like, due some money from them. Okay. Now, a bunch of information was compromised. That means it could be people can use your information for banking, so that people could use your information for credit. It can impact, multiple things. Now, one of the reasons why I'm also on here telling you guys is that it said 49% of their like Caucasian customers were like, they notified everybody. But I know that I'm a T-Mobile customer, guys, and I didn't know anything about it until I read all the articles, right? So why am I telling you this, right? I know, and don't angry sign T-Mobile, y'all. Like, I like them. I've been with them, yo. I got somebody, I think Bianca was on here with. I got approved for, so real quick, y'all. I got approved for 40. I have 40 approved business lines with T-Mobile, right? Like I don't need 40 phones right now. I think right now I only have 12 lines, but I'm approved for 40. And they've been good to me. Like the business services have been good to me. So takeaway, I'm gonna give you guys some best practice and a takeaway. But for everybody on here who is a business owner, no matter who your cell phone provider is, guys, switch over to the business account. Like if your business, if you have an LLC, sole proprietor, whatever it is, if you are a business owner, guys, get your business T-Mobile, business AT&T, business Verizon. I'm telling you for a reason, because the business, I'm not even gonna lie, the business customer service is way better. The plans are better. What they'll do for you is much better. Their availability, I think my business services is open 24 hours, guys. So, one of your takeaways is that one of the ways you can leverage your credit, leverage your business, is to make sure things like your cell phone, if you are a business owner, are on a business plan. Guys, you can get approved for so many more things so much faster with so much less money. Literally, I just called them and I said I needed, 4 iPhones I just got, and then it shipped them all out, and everything is easy breezy, cover girl. All right, so the reason why I'm doing this is because there was a data breach. The second reason is because everybody was not notified. So the third thing, the takeaways for you guys, right? Whether you're a T-Mobile customer or not, okay? Whether you're a T-Mobile customer or not. When I talked to my bank, and I said to my banker, so 2 things happened that made me want to come on here and talk to you guys. Number 1, when I talked to my banker, I said, what is going on? I said, how does somebody just take this money out of my account? And I'm super, super careful, guys. Y'all know I'm super careful. And to whoever them cyber hackers are out there, y'all better stop messing with my money, okay? I ain't that saved. Let me stop playing with y'all. Right here, like they know me. And my banker actually said to me, he said, Terry, we've been seeing a huge increase in like breaches, in fraud, in identity theft, and all of these things. So he was like, I've been dealing with different claims every single day. So the only thing he could do was apologize. And my bank is as secure as anybody else, right? I said, I ain't the same, right? So he just said that there's an increase. So for all of you guys, we're in a time frame where everything is done online, right? A blessing and a curse, a blessing and a curse. So just be aware that, hackers, can sometimes get your things, get your information. We're just in a time frame where it happens a lot more often. The second thing though I was mad about, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. So do y'all have, you tell me real quick, and then I'm gonna give you some best practices and I'm gonna be off because I got work to do. How many of you guys have gotten like where somebody charges something and they'll send you guys like that email or whatever, like a text and say like, is this you? Right, y'all know I'm crazy. I'm trying not to draw because I'm outside on my deck and I think my neighbors and stuff can hear me or something, right? Y'all see y'all can see, I love my new deck, y'all. I'll be out here all the time. I'm about to do a whole dark YouTube video. I don't even care because it's so warm out here and I'm so cold. I'm anemic, y'all. But anyway, look, stay on target. So, y'all ever like charge something and then they'll send you like a text like, is this you? And it'll be like, Starbucks or whatever. And so what I said to my bank is I said, I'll go to Starbucks or I don't really go to Starbucks. And they'll say I go to Wawa and it'll be like a $17 charge. It'll be something stupid, y'all. And it'll be like, is this you? Or it'll block it. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get like, what is going on here? Like this is a small stupid charge. Like, yes, this is me. But y'all didn't notify me when multiple thousands, guys, it was over $10,000. Look, I ain't going. It was over $10,000. Y'all let somebody take out one transaction over $10,000, and nobody called me. Nobody texted me. Where was a little email then saying, "Hey, it's just because I'm on top of my stuff, guys, because I review my accounts." How y'all flag $17, but y'all don't flag over $10,000? I was like, you know me. I was at the bank. I was like, I will take everything. Look, I was extra that day. I ain't cussed though. If my pastor is on here. And my pastor jump on here, y'all, I didn't cuss. But I was like, I will close all of my accounts. And I'm taking everything out, right? Because I was so pissed. I'm like, how come didn't nobody contact me? And they apologize and whatever. So takeaways for you, some best practices. Number one, for everybody on here, go get a copy of your credit report from all 3 credit bureaus. Stop always just focusing on your credit scores, guys. And I tell you guys, it's high level, right? Credit, don't be laughing at me, y'all. I'm trying to stay on top. High level strategy is just know your accounts. Like, real talk. Like, can I talk to y'all real for a minute? Like, stop looking at just your score. Like, know what's on your actual credit report. How many credit cards? How many mortgages? How many car notes? You know, how much student loans? You know, how many? Like, go through your actual reports and make sure everything's okay. So, number one, get a copy of your report from all 3 bureaus. Don't just look at your scores. Look at your reports and make sure everything looks okay. Okay, that's number one. Number two, guys, change your passwords. Like, get into the habit of, like, every quarter or something like that, changing your passwords or making them more secure. Stop having the same password. Your password is like, no, bad boss chick, exclamation point. And your password is bad boss chick, exclamation point, on every single thing, on your mortgage, on your credit card, on your, like, on every single thing. Like, stop it, y'all. Your social media, like, stop. Get into the habit of having maybe more difficult, passwords, and changing your passwords. And guys, write them down also. Like, I don't care if you want to go old school and put it in, don't let, I know, right? Put it in, like, in a notebook. What I do is I have a contact, like, in my cell phone, and like I'll have like somewhere where I have all my items and all my passwords written down, because I change mine a lot and I make mine more difficult. So change your passwords to things, right? Make sure you're updating that. Like, you've been on social media since 2013, you got the same passwords you've always had. Stop it right now. All right. The next thing is guys, go through your debit cards. Like, go through your actual bank accounts. Like, I have the app on my phone for this one particular bank, so I look at my actual accounts. Guys, get ahead of the curve. Like know what comes out of your accounts. Like, I know, this is one reason why I yelled at my banker. I was like, y'all, I did the Philly. I was like, y'all, now come on, what kind of nut joint is this? I was mad. I was big mad. Because I was like, I pay the same things every single month, right? Like, I have T-Mobile, and I have my office, and I have, my team, and I have, Thinkific, and I have certain business expenses, and then I pay the same thing every single month. Like, you can almost predict my actual vendors, like my virtual assistant, certain things. So I very rarely kind of stray away from, like, the same things I kind of pay for every single month. So I was like, know what it is you're paying for, right? So go through your bank statements and just make sure, like, all your debit charges and all those things are, like, accurate. And if you do see anything, that's out of order, guys, call your fraud department. Like, call your bank, call your fraud department. Like, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, like, they'll just be able to put the money back in, you'll file a claim, and you'll be fine. Now, what I want to say is, like, kind of besides that, though, like, I had a friend, and I'm not going to say his name on here because I didn't ask, but he has, like, CashApp, right? So a lot of you guys have CashApp. Now, I joke about, like, don't have CashApp for your actual business, but some of you guys have CashApp for, like, friends and whatever. I even have CashApp because of, what was it, Clubhouse? They used to use CashApp a lot. Well, guys, somebody got his cell phone, and he didn't have a lock on his cell phone, and then was able to Cash App themselves, like, all this money out of his account. And Cash App, guess what, y'all? One reason why I tell y'all don't mess with them like that is because they have no customer service, no fraud department, nobody's gonna get on the phone to help you. Like, he was just out his money. Like, it was like all these different things. So for you, takeaway for your apps like Cash App and different things, put the code on there at the very least. Like, either lock your phone or put the code on there, because if you have, y'all are connected to me, so y'all are ballers. So you got $50,000 in your business checking account or your personal savings account, and you have Cash App, and somebody gets your cell phone and you have no code on your Cash App and no lock on your cell phone, well, somebody can just Cash App themselves, like, a bunch of money out of your account, and then you're just like, try getting it back from Cash App. Like, good luck with that, right? So another takeaway, lock your phone if you have apps on your phone that gives access to your money, and also apps like Cash App. Like, now I still have a Cash App because I just have it because some people still, like, use it, but it has a code. So before I do transactions, I have to put a code in there. So even if somebody got my phone, they would need to be able to get in my phone and get in my Cash App. Okay, that's another takeaway. Now, two other takeaways, well, 3 other quick takeaways for you guys. I'm always a believer, like, I'm old school. I think I'm 43. I think I said on somebody, how old am I? Somebody can figure out my age. I said after like 40, I stopped counting, right? But I'm old school. I still keep some cash in the house, guys. Still, no, I shouldn't be like, I got a bunch of cash in the house. But what I'm saying is, like, don't nobody know where I live at, so it's okay. But what I'm saying is never be at the mercy where you have all of your money at the bank. You don't have a little something, a little cold hard cash, just in case somebody wipes out all of your accounts overnight, or just in case there's some kind of freeze or something like that, guys. Just keep some cash that you would need for, like, you know, gas, groceries, emergency. Like, just always have something where, you know, somewhere where you can actually just put your hands on. Like, I've been through life enough, that's a whole nother live, where I know that I have a certain amount that I need to be able to get my hands on in case of an emergency. Okay, so just, and mind you guys, we're in that cyber time. Like, y'all know in the movies like The Island, I joke around like The Island, everything where they be trying to, like, everything be like, you know, the government does some kind of thing, and conspiracy theory, and everything is shut down. So just make sure you have some cash. The next thing is too is make sure you have checking and savings, and don't have all of your money like in your checking account. I was guilty of that, y'all. Like, I'll tell y'all, like, I get, you know, I have all of my transactions, right? Y'all remember the movie, like, y'all know that movie, The Island, is like my favorite, is my movie. But y'all know, like, I ain't trying to, like, I ain't gonna be on this live all night. That's why I don't get allowed, because I'll just start talking to y'all all night. But y'all know that them movies be based on, like, real stuff, like stuff that's about to happen, right? You know, y'all know that, right? Like, it's not just me, right? It's not just me. But anyway, so I'll have everything goes into my business checking account, and that had like a large amount. So even my banker was like, start putting some of the money like into your business savings account. So the takeaway for you guys is that, you know, if you have a bunch of money like in your checking account, things are coming out, that's great. But also start putting some money into your savings account. That way, if somebody does get a hold of your checking and withdraw stuff, they don't have access to all of your money. And then the last thing I want to say to you guys, right, because I don't want to be on here all night, is that my goal is for you to be aware. I do not want to scare you. Do not be putting a whole bunch of fake fraud alerts on your stuff. I'll do another live about that. Don't start with the nonsense, y'all. And I know if y'all connected to me, y'all are good. But what I just want you to be aware. Don't be frantic. Don't be like anxious. Just be aware. But the last thing is have multiple banks. Y'all, high level, like I tell y'all for credit to always have 3 banks. I always say big level. So for credit purposes, I always say have 3 banks, right? I always say have like a big bank, like, you know, this is kind of like a national, international lender, like a Bank of America, Chase, whatever. Then I always say have a regional bank, like, you know, a PNC, a Citizens, a Truist, I don't like Santander, like, you know, like a BB&T, like all those kinds of things because of the different services. Then have a credit union, right? And I use them for all 3. So I tell you, high level strategy, always have 3 banks: big bank, regional bank, and credit union, because you use them at different times for different things. But for something like this, like the security breach, guys, and just even like a lot of my investors, like, we'll have multiple accounts. As you grow, guys, you know, you may want to have like 2 or 3, you know, banks, just in case there's ever an issue with one. You don't have all your everything all at one institution. Like, y'all know how we say, like, one, like, real quick, you know how we always say, like, one stream of income is too close to having 0, because if that stream of income goes away, you're y'all not gonna get me to cuss. You're in trouble, right? You're out. Right? You're in trouble. So same thing with your bank. You don't want to have all of your money all at one bank and say there's a breach, say there's a freeze, say something happens, that you are now out of all of your money until it gets corrected, right? So it's a little bit smart, a little bit strategic to have maybe, you know, 2 banks, at least have your checking and savings at both, just so you're covered. Okay, guys, so I hope that was helpful. I'll post, I know one thing I hate about Instagram is you can't like really post links in the description, but Forbes has a really good article on this, so I'll put the name, I'll repost this, and I'll put the name. There's a bunch of different like places where the article was posted. I only go to reliable sources, so obviously Forbes is a reliable source. So I'll post like the name of the article in the description of this, so you guys can Google that article and get the actual results. But the takeaways are, be aware. You know, the takeaways is that, you know, it's happening a lot more. The takeaways are to know your finances. You know, you be responsible for what's going on. That way you can nip it in the bud. And it does happen to the best of us, because I'm super careful. So like, I'm getting ready to travel, guys. Last tip is, like, even when I'm traveling, I have one business card that I use for like all travel, and I use one debit. But I start to take a lot of cash, a little tiny bit more, where I'm like in all these little small places and airports and all that, where I'm just not swiping my cards like everywhere. Like, you know, I can buy the muffin with my cash. You know, I can buy the coffee with my cash, right? Like, I'm being more cognizant with like not having my digital information everywhere, especially because it could be access to like a lot. Does that make sense, y'all? So I want y'all to be aware. I want y'all to be responsible. I hope this was helpful. I'll repost this. Please share it with somebody who needs to hear, because I don't think I was on here too long. And I'll post the name of one of the more reputable articles in the description of this video. All right, y'all. Have a super amazing night.